Now, genuinely, I have been trying to be an advocate for those people because the media calls them all racist, and I believe that it doesn't even matter what you think about their concerns, they exist and they're a voting bloc, and what they're scared about is becoming a minority in their own country. They're scared.
Yeah, I think that is the narrative that's been spread out. But I personally think there are a lot of good British people out there, a lot of good natives, and we saw that actually in Southport. You know, when those racists came and attacked the mosque. Yes, so it was the locals over there who were actually grieving. You know, they were at a vigil after the killing of these poor little girls. Completely, who were completely innocent, and we all agree to that. No parent should go through that kind of.
It's a horror.
Yeah, it's that horrific incident. You know, like whether it's in the UK or in Palestine, you know, anyone would be obviously really deeply hurt if the children are being killed in cold blood. And we all actually sympathize with them, and our hearts go out to the parents of the victims. But what I'm saying is that there are others who actually hijacked that situation, that peaceful vigil which was in Southport, and they turned it into, first in the name of a rally, it became a riot afterwards. Yes, so you had the riot police come in, and these guys were hurling missiles and stones and everything.
Hitting the balls.
And all sorts, burning the police cars, turning them over. I mean, a complete mess. Why?
Well, no, it's horrible. I got loads of responses on Twitter going, well, at least they're doing something. And I'm like, well, what are they doing?
Exactly.
What they're doing is
giving
disgusting.
a bad name to everyone.
Yeah, and I do believe that, I mean, it's a stern belief, but I believe that the men that lit the match, that set this whole thing off, you can name them. Tommy Robinson, Danny Tomo, these men are paid by Israel.
Don't forget Nigel Farage, you know, the politicians are also involved. Because there are many people who actually at the level where they are politicians, they might not use certain words to basically get all this trouble, you know, initiated in the first place, but it's like a dog whistle, you know.
Well, exactly.
They
Reform UK, MPs, they refuse to condemn the police for stamping on that guy's head, which should horrify everybody.
Absolutely.
That horrified me. It's exactly the same as yesterday. What I've seen over the last week is a bunch of news stories where my reaction, as soon as I see it, is one of horror. I'm like, oh God, that could have been me under that policeman's boot. Or, oh God, the kids of Britain are destroying Britain. Right? Really, really scary. And what I see is GB News and Reform UK justifying the whole thing.
Yeah, that's what's scary, isn't it?
It's scary.
Because I think the majority of the people understand what is justice and what is injustice. So when they see something wrong, they speak out against it. You know, we had, hundreds of marches, pro-Palestine marches, where we had tens of thousands of people come and rally peacefully. Have you ever seen any riot police there? No. Why? Because there was no violence involved. There was no violence involved. That was the key. Whereas these, only a few hundred people came out, and you had the riot police, because they're burning things, attacking mosques, you know, destroying property. And this all actually under the guise of, oh, we are doing something good for Britain. They are not really.
Now, my interpretation of why they're doing it is because they have no faith and they have no sense of morality. Because what actually happened, I mean, the footage that was most horrific to me is groups of white guys finding a black kid and beating him up, right? That is what's called collective punishment, i.e., we have interpreted that black people
I would
attacked us.
just call it racism. That is the underlying underbelly of all of these troubles, because what is the reason they attacked a mosque? You know, because somebody spread a rumor
But Islam
that
isn't a race.
I know.
That's where they're confused.
No, but the thing is, here racism is not because of religion. It's because so if they see a black or an Asian or a Middle Eastern, immediately they say, oh, he's a foreigner and he's the cause of all the troubles. However, when they found
specifically Muslims, though.
That's right. And that's why I mentioned the Arabs, the Middle Eastern people as well, because
I think it's really important.
Spreading rumors is the main thing. I think platforms like X and Twitter and also YouTube, all of these platforms should be responsible. When they see some rumors being spread, they should stop it at the right time, because that's what caused the initial problem. Somebody called Ali Shakiti, a made-up name, off the boat. He's an immigrant. I mean, nobody knew the guy's name even, let alone his religion and his background. And they spread these rumors, and that is what caused all these EDL people and the far rights and all the racist people to come out and attack the mosque.
Yeah.
Attack people who are of a different color to them.
I mean, yes, they are attacking Muslims because they are of a different colour. They are doing it because it's racist. But there's also another element, which is I genuinely think that you guys make them insecure because of the morality thing.
What do you mean?
I mean that because I have faith in God,
Yeah.
and I'm observing all this geopolitical stuff through that lens of good and evil, yesterday was really horrible for me, right? And I think that these guys are identifying as white guys.
Yeah.
And that's it. Not even English anymore. They're just white guys. And the whites are under threat.
Yeah.
So the whites have to come together to fight the non-whites. And there's no morality in this whatsoever.
No, you're right. I mean, racism does play. Remember those gypsies who caused the problem in Leeds recently?
Yeah, they turned into Muslims quickly.
Exactly. No, they all blamed the Muslims initially, didn't they? So what turned out is actually the gypsies, their children were taken by the authorities, and they thought, oh, it is the Muslims who caused the problem. Again, they started attacking and labeling the Muslims as the ones who perpetrated that problem. It wasn't. These were gypsies who are primarily Christian. Yeah. Same thing with this guy who is actually the 17-year-old who attacked in Southport and killed 3 girls and injured many other 8 or 10 people. They thought that because somebody spread this rumor, he was a Muslim. But it turned out that he was actually a child of a Rwandan, and they are 90%, more than 90% Christian.
Yeah, and
yes, and he was a very quiet choir boy, yes, who actually, they went to church, they were active in church, and all that. Nobody attacked any churches anywhere.
No.
So what is the underlying reason for this other than racism?
Well, I believe that it is part of a bigger agenda, which is a Zionist agenda. I do believe that we live under a Zionist-occupied government because you can see the leaders of both political parties, whether in the US or the UK, saying Israel has a right to defend itself and therefore they can kill every Palestinian, basically. And this is where this is all stemming from, in my opinion, which is pretty well researched, is that the British have a fear of immigration because they can see their towns becoming less white, and that is actually happening. Why this is happening is because I think foreigners have more tenacity and therefore they're having more kids, and basically we aren't, and they're very scared of that.
You know,
what is being done,
maybe in big cities you're right, but most of Britain is still pretty much predominantly white.
It is, but the birth rate is very low. It's at about 1.4, 1.6.
But don't forget, it was the immigrants who actually came after the World Wars, and they built the nation.
I know.
Look at the transport system, look at the NHS, the health system, all of them. I mean, you got Muslims, Christians, black, white, all kinds of doctors over there. Yes? So if it wasn't for the immigrants, I think there'll be a lot of trouble. Like in Germany, you know, they had no choice but to bring in immigrants. Because the local population, like you said, is not the birth rates are decreasing and they're getting insecure. But look, I think we have to balance things out. We have to understand the cause of the problem. Because if you look at Britain, I mean, there is poverty here. There's no doubt about it. If you look at the price of energy, it's rising. Yes? Food banks are increasing. Why is that? Because there's a genuine reason that people are concerned about their economics, about their finances, about where their next, you know, how they would actually bring, spend money, these exorbitant prices that they have to pay for gas, electricity, and so on. They are, of course, worried because the wages are not going up, and a lot of unemployment is there as well in the country. Yeah. So what the politicians do, they have a role to play in this, in the problem, because then they blame, oh, look, actually, you know, they try to deflect all the problems onto this brown or black person.
Well, they do. But
yes.
So
coming to your shows in little boats and taking over your jobs. You know, that kind of narrative doesn't help.
But when I'm saying the English are concerned about demographics, don't think of it as me saying my fears. I'm expressing the fears of these mobs that were out yesterday. Yeah. And saying that I don't think we get to say to them, yeah, but the immigrants contribute, because the reality is still true that at a certain point their country won't have as many people that look like them in it, and they find that scary on a deep visceral level, and does anyone really have the right to tell them they shouldn't? Because this has never happened to any nation.
No, but it's always happened. Look, if you look at other countries.
I don't think it has.
No. If you look at Germany during the World War, they blamed it on the Jews. Yes, because they were the outsiders, they were the foreigners. So whenever there's an economic slump, we have seen this many times in history. Whenever there's an economic slump, the politicians divert it to an scapegoat.
I don't think the Jews are the scapegoat.
At that time they were. Why do you think the Nazis turned towards them?
Because I don't believe the World War II narrative is honest. It's basically,
so why do you think they turned against the Jews?
Because of the pre-World War II Weimar Republic conditions.
What conditions? It was economic conditions.
Well, yeah, but it was basically that.
And this has happened many times. If you look at Mussolini, if you look at Stalin, if you look at all these people, they all created a narrative that there is a boogeyman and you need to. That's called deflection.
No, but the Bolsheviks were Jews.
And?
The Bolsheviks were all Jews.
What about them? The Russians, you mean?
Yeah, they were Jews running.
I'm talking about Germany.
Yeah, I know. But you were saying that the Jews were used as a scapegoat.
In Germany, bro. Okay. You're not listening.
That's why they had the fear of Bolshevism.
I would dispute all of this because I think that. Do you know how many of Joe Biden's cabinet are Jewish?
Probably majority.
85%.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
The Jewish population of the US is as a percentage? 2.
Yeah, less than the Muslims.
Right, so what's going on? Is it fair to say that a Jewish mafia is running the world?
Yeah. So again, it comes to the...
yes or no?
No, I wouldn't say mafia. It was, look, if you look at the financial... If you look at the financial hubs, the financial hubs are mostly run by the Jews in America. And this has been there for decades.
And you agree usury is...
So when you're financially strong, you can bribe a lot of people in the politics. And that's the reason they go to AIPAC. And the AIPAC will justify even murdering children.
Exactly.
Yes? And genocide with the aid that America gives them and the weapons that both Europe and America give them. So when 3 girls die in Southport, everybody's up that this is wrong. But the same people would not lift a finger if it's happening in Gaza because they are of a different color, a different ethnicity, and a different country to that.
This is the thing, is that...
So this is the double standards we see every day, bro.
Well, it is, yeah, because for me, was it Tuesday this attack happened on the little girls? Something like that. I think it was Tuesday. But I actually wasn't hit with this massive shock. And the reason for it is because I'm glued to Gaza coverage, and I have seen so many babies with their faces blown to bits.
Absolutely.
Children, right? So hearing that 3 more children had been stabbed, it genuinely, I'm not saying I don't care, but it kind of didn't register because my headspace is thinking about thousands of children.
Yeah.
So,
of course, 19,000 children.
Yeah, Palestine's changed
Nearly
everything.
50,000 people died, of which 19,000 are children. So this is something which is happening in broad daylight in front of us with the weapons and the money supplied by both Europe and the US.
And the kicker is that I am not too much of a coward to say that it's Jews who are doing it. Because when Israel collapses and it doesn't exist anymore, will we call them Israelis? Because Israel, to me, is a blasphemous term as a Christian. I shouldn't be using the word Israel to refer to a physical nation state full of people who reject Jesus Christ, because that's not what it means. So they're Jews, and you're not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to say that it is exclusively Jews who are butchering Palestinian children for sport.
Oh no, absolutely. If you look at the rallies that happen in London, the pro-Palestine rallies, you find Jews within them. You find Christians within them.
But I think you're missing my point.
You find Muslims, non-Muslims, atheists, everyone, for all backgrounds.
Yeah, exactly. When I come here and I get up on my box, right, and I say the Jews are guilty of this, I will get a pushback saying, oh, you evil racist, what about the anti-Zionist Jews? And I'm like, yeah, I love them. I think they're amazing. I think they're brilliantly brave. I love them. But we have to get real here and say that it is exclusively Jews that are conducting this evil. And I believe that's because of their religious beliefs. Because they believe that they're God's chosen people. Yeah. So this is getting wrapped up.
But if you ask me, most of the politicians most likely are atheists. They don't care about religion.
But
they have an agenda. They use religion as kind of a smokescreen.
Do you believe
or
they've all been blackmailed by the Jews or not?
Who has been blackmailed?
Keir Starmer, Rishi Sunak, Donald Trump.
Well, they all have Jewish families, don't they?
Yeah, but
I mean, so they have links.
It goes beyond that,
Yeah,
because
they all have links. Yeah, I agree. I have no
having
doubt
a
about that.
Jewish family is
But what
no
I'm saying is
excuse to not condemn what we've
for the
seen.
Zionists, to me, I personally think religion has very little to play in their daily life. They use religion as a means to their ends.
I get what you mean, because
Yeah?
it's not
Because
really,
if you look at the Jews, the Jews did live with the Arabs in Palestine for a very long time,
Yeah.
until the 1940s, when this whole trouble started. Probably even a bit before that as well.
But why
what
do
I'm
you
saying is
think-
that the Jews did live peacefully with the Muslims. When they got kicked out from Spain,
Why
where
do
do you
you-
think they sought asylum?
But the question-
In Muslim lands.
The
Why would
question
they do that if they thought the Muslims were against them, or the Muslims? Why would the Muslims give them asylum if they thought they were the enemies?
The question-
It's because they did live peacefully with each other for a very long time. It is this Zionist movement with a political agenda,
Yeah.
and they don't care about religion. If they did, they wouldn't be massacring children.
I
Yes?
think that's why. I think that's proof that they do care
Yes.
about religion.
I don't think any religious person would be openly massacring children in any context, because
No,
children
but
are
That's
innocent.
a good religion.
Yeah. Well,
No good religion would do that.
again, that is subject. Everybody's religion is
But
good to them,
Are you
isn't
arguing
it?
that the people in the Knesset don't have religious beliefs?
Very few would do. The
No,
politicians
no,
mainly.
No, that's
They use
nonsense.
religion. No, I personally think that they use
Benjamin
religion as an excuse to basically go around. For example, look, most of these guys, they don't care about religion.
Well, no, I think they do.
They do
I
in
think
the
they do
Knesset.
because they say that they're God's
Yeah,
chosen
for-
people. My only,
Is
the only way
a means to an end. Yeah.
service. They say
Yeah, exactly.
No, but the point is,
Some are
the
really
only,
religious
but why are they
orthodox.
doing this then? Why are they acting like they are? The only reason
Land grab,
No, but
money, a lot of things. Because when you
they believe that they can.
well, they can.
They believe they have
No,
the
no.
right
Why
to-
do you wait? Why do you? No. Why do you think they can? Because they got powerful allies.
Yeah, in the whole
Trust me, if they were just religious and they were just Israel by itself without Americans, they wouldn't actually dare to
But
go
what
against the neighbors who are mostly Muslims.
What about
The
the
reason they have this audacity to go about killing with impunity is because there are people who let them do this.
I would say
The Americans and the Europeans.
see, this is
Look at the United Nations.
I find
Honestly,
it-
the United Nations is completely helpless.
I find it.
They
completely
can
bizarre.
have resolution after resolution, and Israel goes, who cares?
See,
it's
I love
impunity.
I love that the Muslims are one voice on Palestine, and I actually find it really inspirational. And I went down to a pro-Palestine rally in my town, and I said to the imam, like, how come you guys, like, there's no debate here, you all agree, and it's awesome, and I wish that Christians were the same, but they're not. And he didn't really have an answer beyond, like, well, we're just a very faithful people who take injustice seriously. And it's like, okay, well, I guess that's why I care about Palestine too, because I take injustice seriously. But here's the problem. It's like, the Muslims all agree on Israel. How come I seem to be the only person in the UK that will say out loud, they're Jews, and Jews believe they are God's chosen people because of the Old Testament and the fact that they rejected the New Testament and they rejected the gospel. This is a religious thing, and that's why they're doing it. That's why they have the red heifers. And it's also a fear of saying Jew, going, that guy's a Jew, and that's why he's doing it. Because if you do that, you're racist. But it's not even a race.
You're anti-Semitic.
Well, anti-Semitic, but it's not even a race because
Yes.
you've got black ones, you've got white ones, you've got whatever. Normally in a race, or every other time in a race, the people will look the same because they share genetics. They don't in Judaism because it's an identity group. It's not, what is it?
It's not an ethnic group, is that what you're saying?
What is a Jew?
Well, ideally someone who comes from the tribe of Judah.
That's pretty vague, isn't it?
No, tribe is
Could I identify as someone from the tribe of Judah if I converted to Judaism?
if you convert.
Technically, yes.
Yeah. If you convert, I think that's different, isn't it? Then you are under the no-hide laws. They do have this segregation of different people. Yeah, they do.
No, the question is very
A
simple.
Muslim believes in Islam and follows Islam.
Yeah.
A Jew follows
but
Judaism.
you can have
No, but it doesn't.
No, I think it's talking about ethnicity.
Exactly. What is?
know, but that's what they-
That's what I'm saying. What is a Jew? Give me a concise definition.
I gave you the definition, which is of ethnicity. So, for example, you can be an atheist and a Jew. And that Jew is
No,
like,
you're just giving me examples.
no,
of
no, no.
Jews.
I'm giving you what is considered a Jew. So anyone who is from the tribe of Judah, okay?
What's the tribe of Judah in 2024? How do you determine if I'm from the tribe of Judah?
Yeah. So this is something.
Exactly. So you just said to me it
No,
wasn't
no.
religious.
Look. You can. You know, many people use DNA as evidence.
What I'm saying, okay,
From which angle?
I can demonstrate to you what Jews aren't. Basically. So no. Let me explain. Is as an Englishman, I share genetics with all the other English people, and that applies to every different nation on earth, right? Not the Jews. The Jews do not share DNA with all one another because
So how would you prove to someone you're an Englishman?
my ancestors have been English for ages.
That's what they will say. Wait. That's exactly what they will say. My ancestors have been Jewish for ages.
Yeah, but 3,000 years.
Where?
That's nonsense.
Well, they can use it.
No. You cannot say my lineage goes back 3,000 years because we don't have those records. So what I say about the Jews.
No, but they go based on ancestors, mother and father. If they were
Exactly.
Jews, then they are Jews.
Exactly, they've got this weird thing where.
But you do the same for being English.
No, because Jews, it carries down the mother's side, doesn't it?
No, the tribe is always based on the father.
No, they believe that
No.
it carries down the mother's side.
You need to understand what Jewish. Look, the Jewish.
No, because we still. I am right. Because
No,
we
no.
still
If you read your Bible, you would know this.
No.
According to the
I
Jews,
do know, I
they
know
base the
it's
tribe. The tribe is always based on the father, not the
It is
mother.
a tribe. That's the thing.
And that's why I said the tribe of Judah.
I'm saying it's not a race, it's not a religion, it's a tribe.
No, Judaism is a religion.
Yeah.
Jews can be, like I said, ethnicity.
But you don't have to
You can have
practice
converted
Judaism
Jews as well.
to move to Israel
Yeah.
as a Jew.
And by the way, most of the politicians, like including Netanyahu, they're Polish. So they're all converted Jews, most likely.
Exactly. So
Yes.
over and over. Yeah.
You know when I ask you the question, from which aspects, from which angle you're asking the question about?
I'm saying
If you're
that.
asking me about like my religion is Islam, I can tell you.
I think he's talking about
No, but
ethnicity.
this is I think you will get
Yeah.
it, which is that how do we define a Muslim? Somebody that follows Islam.
Yes.
Easy. There we go.
Simple
How
as
do we
that.
define an Englishman? Somebody whose ancestry is English.
Yeah.
Will that do? We can agree with that.
How far back do you have to go?
Well, no. Now you're actually denigrating. You're deconstructing my identity, which I don't like.
No, but you said the same thing about the Jews 3,000 years back.
No, I didn't, because there'll be a British Jew, or a German Jew, or an African Jew, or whatever, right?
Moroccan Jew.
Jew is a bolt-on. There's no such thing as just a Jew, right? So what I'm trying to get at
What do you mean
is
there's no such thing as a Jew?
a Jew is an identity group.
That's Islam.
Identity. So you don't consider it to be an ethnicity?
No, because it's not.
Why is that?
Because in every other ethnicity on Earth,
Yeah.
all the members of that group will share genetic traits.
Yes.
You have different
That
Jewish
is,
ethnicities.
you have
like
different,
Ashkenazi,
exactly. There's like
you have,
3, 4.
But that's what I just told you earlier,
So
that these are
Jew
converted Jews,
covers all
many of
sorts
them.
of different ethnic
Yeah.
groups. So what is a Jew? Is there?
I think they have an internal dispute on that as well.
I can tell you the answer, by the way.
Come on, then. Let's go straight to the answer.
A Jew is a rejecter of Logos incarnate Jesus Christ.
Oh, come on.
Because all
I
Jews
think he made
agree
that
on
point.
Are
that.
you saying a Jew is someone who rejects Christianity?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes,
But they existed before the Christianity.
Yes, but the covenant.
So
changed
what would you call
after Jesus.
what would you call Moses? What religion was he? Sorry, was Moses a Jew according to you? There's a span in the works.
No, but my point is that the Jews have.
Can you answer my question? Was Moses a Jew according to you?
Yes.
Okay. Did he reject Christianity?
It wasn't available yet.
So you see, you answered my question.
Moses came
So
before
everyone,
Christianity.
Christianity is something which came much later. You cannot use Christianity to define the Jews.
No, but I have to because.
And what was Abraham? Wait, what was Abraham according to you?
Anyone, by definition, is anyone who rejects
So your definition is wrong then.
become a Jew by virtue in your schema?
Yes, because that is my faith. No, you won't adopt it, it's fine, but this is my map.
Did you? By the way, did
And it's
Jesus?
Speaker's Corner, so this is my religious
Yeah.
belief. Now, so the deal
You're
is,
going to have a whole world against you.
I already do.
no,
I am
the-
incredibly
in history-
censored and banned
So
because I'm an
Muslims are
anti-Semite.
Jews, Buddhists are Jews, Hindus are Jews.
My friend, the
If you
history.
reject Jesus Christ,
You're a Jew.
then you have adopted the rejection of Jesus Christ. Because, and the way I'm proving this is that whether a Jew is an atheist or religious, they both reject the gospel. and I believe the gospel is true. These are both just rejections of Christ's message.
So wait, where do you get that why did you get this?
But they are more allies because.
Where did you get that
Quran says to be
definition
nice to
from?
Christians.
Let me give you
I want to know where you got the definition from. Was it something that you made up yourself?
No, it's observation.
Okay, that's the reason it failed on the first question I asked you
Why did it
about
fail?
Moses.
No, but
I asked you about Moses, and it failed. Your definition failed.
Because God had a covenant with the Jews, and then Jesus Christ was born. He fulfilled that law, and the covenant.
Where did Jesus say he brought Christianity as a new religion? Nowhere.
I don't think
Nowhere.
you're getting my point, which is
I am getting because your point is entirely based on Christianity.
but
Jesus never
the
said he's
meaning-
come to bring a new religion called Christianity. Jesus says, I've not come except for the lost sheep of Israel. To me, the lost sheep of Israel were Jews.
No, let me
but
let me
that's
explain.
stupid. They're not the Jews.
No.
But that's your gospel. You're rejecting your own gospel now.
Israel means believers of Christ.
No, listen.
No.
listen.
No. This is where we get really
No.
stupid, right? Anyone who believes that Israel,
That's nonsense.
according to Christianity, means the Jews is preposterous because the Jews explicitly reject Jesus Christ. and
Many
believe-
people, the atheists, reject Jesus Christ.
Yes, but you just.
So now your definition is something which became universal, but it doesn't apply to anyone.
This frustrates me about the Muslim resistance to Palestine and Israel.
No, it's got nothing to do with Palestine and Israel. You're trying to define a group of people
Yeah,
based
because
on
we have to.
Christianity.
No.
So this group of people existed long before Christianity. How can you define them using Christianity? That's
Until-
utter nonsense.
My
I'm
point
sorry.
is that until we can identify Jews, you are going to continue to have this race war where white guys...
We don't have a race war.
You do. It happened
No,
yesterday.
we don't.
It happened yesterday.
We don't. I'm saying we don't.
You telling me
There
you
are
didn't have
racists.
to protect your
There
Muslims?
are racists out there
Yeah.
who actually think that there is a race war. We think that
There
is.
is.
Yeah, we think that this is something that they perpetrated.
Yeah.
They made up,
Yeah.
just like your definition.
And my point...
And this
that
is the
I'm
reason
saying-
we are having the problem. Don't make up things.
You're mixing history.
Yes, don't make up things.
And politics.
Well,
You're mixing the three.
no,
I
the
think
point-
your anti-Semitism has made you blind.
No.
Yes,
because
unfortunately.
I know why there's an
And by the way,
anti-Muslim
the Arabs
agenda
are
in
also
the UK.
Semites. So if anyone is anti-Semitic, you're against the Arabs as well.
I'm sorry, guys.
You don't know the
Muslims,
definition of
you
anti-Semite.
have to recognise that the anti-Muslim agenda in the UK
Yeah.
is being paid for by Zionists.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's not about
But
surprise.
it doesn't mean I put all the Jews in one box and
But
then
I
blame
didn't.
everyone.
I
I
didn't.
don't stereotype.
But I didn't. You're scared. that
Scared of
if
what?
You are.
In fact, I
scared.
agreed with you
No.
that there are Jewish agendas
But you
behind
have to
all these
admit-
problems. Why would I be scared if I'm actually agreeing with you?
Because you
I don't
immediately,
understand.
because you immediately qualified it by grovelling about implicating all Jews, and I'm saying
Shouldn't
stop
you do
being
that?
scared. But no, but
Shouldn't you, as a human,
No,
not put
because-
everyone in the same box or the same
because
basket?
nobody does that when we say the British talking about empire. No one assumes that was my fault.
Actually, I do. At the very start, I said that there are people in this country who are British and white, and they do not align with people like Tommy Robinson.
Yeah.
Okay, because those are a minority in the country. They are
He's
not the
a
majority.
racist. He's a Zionist spy.
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised with that either. I wouldn't be surprised if he's paid by the Zionists as
It's
well.
not about
So I'm not
spies,
scared
it's
of
confirmed.
mentioning these things. What I'm saying is that we shouldn't hold all Muslims or all Jews or all
I never said
Christians
that we should.
as blameworthy.
But the Jews are going to struggle because look at what they're doing in Israel, right? They're going crazy.
Yes, the
They'll-
Zionists are.
They are going absolutely crazy. And I think it's
And we
because-
condemn that. And that is the reason many people come out here and march for the pro-Palestine rallies, and which were peaceful rallies.
Yeah.
Not a single, time that I heard that there were riot police there, because
Yeah.
there's no violence there. They were there exercising their freedom of speech and the freedom of expression to show that they do not agree. And I don't mean these people are just Muslims in the rallies.
Yeah.
In fact, the majority are non-Muslims. And many are Jews, you're right. Many are
Yes,
Christians.
but-
Because also the Christians get invaded in Israel. Because there are many churches which got destroyed. You know that, right?
Yeah, no, I
Yes?
mean,
many Christians got killed.
My
Because there are
observation-
Palestinian Jews, there are Palestinian Christians, and there are Palestinian Muslims as well. In both sides, both in Gaza and the West Bank.
The question is,
yes.
what percentage of Jews worldwide support what Israel is doing? Do you know?
I don't know what percentage. Maybe the majority?
how can you-
I don't know.
Polls. You take polls. Do you
Yeah.
believe in polls?
But they are all over the world. They cannot.
Because I'm sure that as soon as I say that,
Well,
exactly.
most of the
That
Zionists are outside the
arguments
country
like
anyway.
that are just a way of saying I don't believe your
But the
statistics.
Zionists, they want.
Well, the answer, I'll give it to you.
I think the question should be, even if they support the genocide, the question is, why is America and Europe supporting them,
Because
providing them the
they've been
weapons,
blackmailed by the Jews.
providing them the means and the money and all that? Because everyone should be accountable.
Now,
What do you think is the answer to that question?
the answer is 85%.
Support the Zionists.
Absolutely, yeah. Which is the majority of Jews that don't live in Israel. And I am terrified by that, because I would hope that the Jews that didn't live in Israel would all look on in horror in the same way that we have, but they haven't. 15% of them have. They form the Jewish bloc for Palestine, and they're not, small minority. Yeah, we have to acknowledge
Yeah,
it's a
I mean,
small
look,
minority, and that means that 85% of Jews in the world support the worst genocide we've ever seen, a Holocaust.
You know,
Right?
not
So
only
what
the
are we
Jews,
gonna
not
do
only the
about
Jews.
that?
What about the
No,
Americans and the Europeans
but you're saying,
who are financing
exactly,
them?
Exactly my point. You
Yes.
can't have me bringing up the fact that the vast majority of Jews are genocidal without instantly saying, but what about the 15% that aren't? What about the Christians?
No, I'm not saying that.
You are.
No.
We need to condemn the 85%.
In fact, I did not give you a percentage. I said I condemn the Zionists who are perpetrating this genocide in Palestine, both in the West Bank and Gaza. By the way, it's not just Gaza. Many people think the problem is only in Gaza. Hamas is in Gaza, but Hamas is not in West Bank. But even though in West Bank, they're having the same problems. Yes, the houses getting bulldozed. Yes, they've been driven away from their homes, driven away from their schools bombarded, their hospitals bombarded. I mean, come on, if this was happening anywhere else, like in Ukraine, they will all run and help Ukraine. But what's happening in Palestine is far worse than anywhere else, actually, in history. If you look at the number of journalists killed, it's more than the 2 world wars. Can you believe it?
And what I'm saying,
More journalists been killed there than the 2 world wars.
yeah, what I'm saying.
Yes, obviously the Zionists. I'm
No,
not saying
Jews.
Well, the Jews are Zionists in this case. Yes.
He's saying, let's put this 85%
Yeah.
agree with the Zionists,
majority of Jews.
along with everyone agree with this idea, whether it's an atheist or Christian, and call them Zionists and condemn them.
Yes. Because the Zionists have an agenda.
I think man makes a good point.
I think I make a good
he's
point,
making a-
because
we are frightened to say it's the Jews.
It's the Jews.
But
We
but these
cover our
You're so scared.
hold on,
to
no.
say
These Zionists are Jews. I'm not saying no.
No,
But also,
you have to
wait,
say it's Jews.
there are Orthodox Jews out there. Hold on, there are Orthodox Jews out there.
Minority.
Doesn't matter if it's minority. We have to point it out.
Just to differentiate.
Okay, we have to point it out.
So, and to be clear-
Imagine this. Imagine if somebody came here and told you all this.
I never said all.
Hold on.
I never said all.
I'm saying, just imagine this. If they say that all terrorists, I've heard this many times, this narrative, all terrorists are Muslims. Yes? They will come with this narrative next day. Yes? And then you guys will say, no, not all of us. There are majority Muslims who are against this so-called Daesh and so on. You know what? So they don't let them play this game with you.
Yeah, the
Because
majority
once
of
they
Jews
start
support it.
blaming the entire community, that is wrong.
But
So
the majority support it.
we need to see the bigger picture here.
No. The bigger
85%
picture.
of Muslims supported
Supported genocide.
international global terrorism, right? Then I think it's fair comment to say it's a Muslim problem.
Yes, absolutely.
The fact that it's not 85%
is
Muslims,
why would
it's
be
a mine,
unreasonable.
it is a
I haven't seen any of the census that you
No, that's-
pointed to.
yeah.
By the way, which
With
census
Muslims,
says
it's
85% are
with Muslims
for
it's the other
genocide?
way
That's
around.
the thing, you want to doubt it. You really don't want to believe that.
No,
what I'm
as a
saying is
Muslim,
true.
I'm told to verify the news that comes to you.
Yeah, but
Otherwise, what will
Why
happen?
would you
Do
doubt
remember?
it?
I'll tell you
Because-
why.
no, I'll
I'll tell you why. Well, you asked me a question, allow me to answer.
no, but the point is.
Oh, he's going to answer himself.
No, but I already.
Why do you doubt it? I will answer for
I
you.
already demonstrated that the Jews.
Do you remember?
Listen,
You know why I doubt?
try-
It is like
try having a
yeah,
dialogue.
it is like the
He's not
rumor.
interested,
It's
he's
like the
preaching.
rumor that came out when that problem happened in Southport. What was the rumor that was spread initially?
Muslim.
It was an Arab
And it was put out by
Onatingi
Jews.
and that.
Jews put that rumor out.
How do you know that?
Because I know.
Can you
that-
name the Jew who put it out?
Well, I can name the employee of the Israel lobby.
No,
yes.
no.
Her name
Name me the Jew who put it
Ah,
out.
but this is the thing. She's not Jewish. She's an employee of the Jews.
Okay, so
Right?
she's
Her name is Bernie Spoffoff. She put out that name, Aki Allahu Akbar
Yeah.
or whatever, and then she
Ali
deleted
Shakiti.
it. And she is a member of the British Friends of Israel, right? So
Tommy
not
Robinson's not
But you're
Jewish.
also
exactly. These are goys.
His financed by them.
Yes,
Yeah, so what's
exactly.
the- so
So
what's
this
the
is the point.
Yes.
You
Most
are saying
likely.
you are saying that to have this conversation, we need to be incredibly careful about.
We
our
have to,
language.
we have
No,
to.
why? Why?
have to.
Because I am saying.
Because when somebody brings
I'm
to
saying
you,
that's cowardly.
no, wait.
But you are
If somebody
also-
comes to you with a census and you have never heard of it, never
you're
seen
just
it,
disputing
then
my figures.
I
You can't
wait. I
say
did not
that the
dispute.
majority
Hold on.
No.
Let's be fair. I did not dispute your figure. I
You're a
said
Zionist,
I
man.
asked you where did you get it from?
You're
Where's
arguing
your
against
evidence from?
Zionism.
Where's your evidence from? You got so much hatred against Zionism
Yes,
that
because
you.
they're genocidal.
No, wait.
Rightly
By the way, why didn't you say? Why didn't you say you're a Jew?
I didn't say I was gay.
Exactly.
I said-
Okay, so you see, you have to understand that when you come with me, when you come with news about some census, I have the right to ask you where did you get it from.
Yeah, but the
what's
point-
your source?
No, but
Do you have the right to say that?
Yes, you do.
Because rumors can cause havoc.
But, sir,
But when you say
False
you are
news.
denying a
False
genocide
news.
right now, pretty much. Because
I'm not.
No, because I said. Will
throughout-
you listen
if you
to
watch
me?
the video,
I've
throughout
just
the
been
video, I
shouted at
spoke
for a
against
long
the
time
genocide.
now. I've been shouted at for a long time. Can I have my response?
I think you had enough response.
You are doubting, right?
You did, yeah. It's on camera.
Yeah, you doubted that my statistic, that the majority.
I
of
asked for
Jews-
evidence.
The evidence that
Yes.
the majority of Jews that are not in Israel support the genocide is observation, because there are not.
Oh, so it's not
massive-
census now. Wow.
No,
He said it was census.
you're not listening.
Now
I've
he's
got
saying
both.
observation.
I've got both on my side.
So give me the
also
census
excluding
source.
the non-Jews who are agreeing with this genocide.
What I am suggesting is that what I believe is happening to the Palestinians
Yeah.
is that their land is being stolen and they are being butchered by Jews because the Jews believe that they
deny
are
that?
God's
That they are chosen
chosen
people, yeah.
and they have the
I agree.
right to the land. And you have just said so much about no, it's atheist, no, it's not.
No,
to do
I'll
with
tell you
that.
what I said. Let me
That is
repeat.
why they're doing
I don't
it.
think you were listening.
They're very loud
No, I don't
about
think you were
it.
listening.
They're
I said
explicit.
there are Zionist politicians who are in charge of Israel,
Yeah.
and most of these guys, I personally think, are actually atheists or agnostic or whatever.
Yeah,
yes,
maybe.
very few
Yeah.
people would
Still
actually know about the Torah. So they go based on this main thing. Oh, we are the chosen people. We have the right to the land. These two lines they hold on to, even if they're atheists, they'll say we hold on to this, and this is our reason for being here, for persecuting the people, like you said, they feel they're the chosen
But they
people.
identify
Yes,
as Jews.
so they
Yeah.
do
That's
use
the
these lines. I'm not saying no.
That's what you-
They use
that's
religious lines.
That's what you seem to miss, that Jewish is a nationality in Israel,
Yeah.
and they all identify as Jews.
Don't be scared
As
to
a
call
nation.
Well,
Jews.
Jewish is a
They're
nationality.
not. They call
According to
themselves
Israeli
Jews.
law, that's the whole point of Zionism.
Israel wasn't formed until
I
when?
know, but the whole point
So
of
they were
Zionism
Jews.
is that the Jews
No,
are a
wait.
nationality.
Hold on. Were the Jews before Israel
I'm
was
going to
formed?
duck out now.
Was that real?
It's been good, but stop Muslims, please.
Yeah.
Stop
By the way,
being
stop
scared
with the
to say
Nazi
word
sign.
Jews. Stop being scared to say Jews.
No,
Stop saying
we will
Israelis
actually
and
hold the
Zionists.
people accountable
Jews.
who are
They are
perpetrating
Jews.
the problem. I wouldn't stereotype all Jews, or even when the
It's
Muslims are doing it,
only
all
Jews who are
Muslims,
shooting
or even
babies
when
in the
Christians are
face.
doing it, all Christians.
No Christian
We have to be
Zionists are doing
careful
that.
with our words. That's all I'm saying.
No Christian Zionists in Israel shooting babies in the face. They're all Jewish.
Who do you think the Christians are sitting in America who are financing
They're
the Jews?
funding it,
Yeah, are
but
they
they're not
Christian?
doing it.
Are they Christian? Is George Bush?
Yeah, I know
Are
that.
people like George Bush and Biden are they Christian?
Yes.
Is
They're Christian. Well,
Donald
no,
Trump?
No, they're
wait,
not,
is
actually.
Donald Trump Christian?
Not at all. But no, he said.
In fact, he says more
yeah.
about Christians, that he's a Christian and support.
Well,
he wants to support it.
I don't consider.
So it's not up to
Christian
you.
Zionists
Wait.
Christian.
It's not up to you, my friend.
Because they're blasphemous.
Those Christians are aiding the Zionists in Israel.
Yes,
so
but
for
you're
you to
not-
say
No,
that
you're not listening to
because
my
they
point.
reject Jesus, they are not Jews.
You
So
didn't-
they're Jews because they reject Jesus.
Will you listen?
I'm saying they will support even the Christians who actually accept Jesus as their savior.
Well, Muslim
They will support these
Zionists as
Jews,
well.
You're not-
these Zionists.
You're not listening to my point. My point is this: Christian Zionists in America
Yes.
fund it. They send the weapons out there. They build the bombs. It would be absolutely impossible for Israel to do what it's doing without the support of the Christian Zionists. However, the difference is the people that are going and sniping children
Yes.
and purposefully blowing their legs off and actually doing it are not Christian. They are.
How do you know they're not Christian?
Because they don't live in Israel.
They don't have to. They can be imported there. Come on. This guy's living in the Stone
The
Ages.
IDF aren't
No.
Jewish.
I'm not just saying IDF.
The IDF
Hold on.
are Jewish.
There
and
are a lot of mercenaries who are Christians there. A lot of mercenaries.
Admit the majority of the IDF.
Oh,
is
now the majority. I know the
definitely
IDF are not
Jewish.
Christian. I know that. What I'm saying is
They're
that
Jewish.
there are a lot of mercenaries.
Jews.
Hold on. There are a lot of mercenaries who join the IDF. Like you said,
it.
Zionist Christians.
Why are you so scared?
Well, are the Zionist Christians Christian?
You'll do anything to defend the
No.
Jews.
Answer this. I've got nothing to do with defending the Jews.
But you are.
No, I'm not.
You are.
I'm saying call out the people. Call out the people who actually perpetrate this genocide.
They're Jews.
Including the Christians.
They're Jews.
Including the Christians.
Jews.
Okay,
There are no Christians in Israel.
Watch
They
this.
bomb the
Let's
churches.
see if he answers this question. Are the Zionist Christians Christians? Are the Zionist Christians Christians?
No, because they worship Jews.
There you go.
No, I'll tell you why.
So he will denounce the Christians
Yes, I
as
will.
long as they go against him.
No, yeah, I will. because
It's got
they're
nothing to do with Jesus.
So,
No,
dude.
it's got to do with him, his agenda.
No, if a Muslim.
You've been outed.
No.
Yes,
But if a Muslim was a Zionist, would you think he was a legitimate Muslim?
he would be a sinning Muslim.
There we go. They're a sinning Christian. What's
But
wrong
you
with
said
that?
they're not Christians.
Okay, well that's how I use language.
Okay, once
But I
again,
think-
it's your
I
language.
agree.
Come on, it's English
Yeah,
language.
thank you, sir. But anyone who calls themselves a Christian and agrees with genocide is not.
Sorry, which point? Which point do you agree with him?
Anyone who
I asked him the
is a
question,
Christian
are the
who
Zionist Christians Christians? He said no.
Look, your questions are
Well, if you
mostly
support the
hyperbole
blasphemous state of Israel,
It's not hyperbole. I use his term. He said Christian Jews. Sorry,
Anyway,
hot air.
he said Christian. Did you not use the term Zionist
He's
Christian?
making a very, very important
I
point.
am.
Yeah.
Critically
Did he
important.
not use the term Zionist Christian?
no, because you're scared.
It's on
of
camera.
a three-letter
It's on
word.
camera.
You are scared.
As soon as I asked him, are the Zionist Christian Christian? He said no.
Because they're
Because
not.
they go against his agenda. It's got
No.
nothing to do with Jesus Christ.
Because they agree with mass murder.
Also, all the people, all the European politicians are mass murderers then, because they all support Israel
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the genocide.
Yes.
And they're Christian.
No, they're not Christian.
What's your definition of Christian? Watch this.
Somebody-
What's your definition of Christian?
Somebody that.
Wait.
That's a
Wait.
digression.
You see, you give a
Yes,
definition of
you're
Jews.
Can I speak?
Yeah, you
Let
can.
me give my.
Go on. What's your definition of a Christian? I want to know.
Before I give it, I want to say
Ah.
how rude you have been.
How rude am I being for what?
You haven't really let me answer any questions.
It's on camera. You've been speaking as well.
Yeah, but not a lot.
It's on camera. You've been speaking a lot.
I had to say that
Okay.
before I shut
Can
you up and let you speak.
Why getting triggered when I asked you what is the definition of
Not triggered.
Christian?
It's not
So go
triggered.
on, answer the question.
I'm allowed to tell you. Somebody who follows the gospel according to Jesus Christ. I
Okay.
believe that Jesus Christ did not tell a word of a lie, and that's my faith.
Right. So it's got nothing to do with supporting Zionists.
Agree with that, though.
It's got nothing to do with supporting Zionists, right?
No, Jesus said, Rev 2939, I don't know them off the back of my hand, but he said, watch out for the bloody Jews because they're not Jews.
Where did he say that?
He
He
said-
just made it up.
No.
That's not in the Bible.
Yeah, it is.
Bro, this guy is...
Would anyone like...
I think
my phone's out of battery. Can someone look up Revelations 2:9 and 3:9? Thank you.
Gone.
Right. Legends.
I don't know why you've taken up such an
Yeah, well, exactly.
opposing position.
Because I am against
Because-
genocide.
Are you a Christian?
Are you?
Why
Are you
getting
mad?
triggered?
Are you-
Simple question.
What do you mean
He
triggered?
thinks I'm his
That's a
enemy,
foolish-
and it means he's an
that's
ally.
illegal.
I think you are hot-headed yourself.
You can't talk
Sean,
about
can you
being
get me to
hot-headed.
Revelations?
Neither
please?
can
Turn
you.
your back on me.
I
Get me
can.
to Revelations.
I
in
can.
there.
No, well, you can.
No,
you
no,
can.
can.
But, I mean, it's
What are you
Revelations for me.
What are you going to do about it? Nothing.
I'm going to
2:9
shout
and
in your
3:9.
ear. Not shout, because I'm not that rude.
That just shows your ignorance.
No, don't tell me about ignorance. I'm about to point to Bible verse.
By the way, what did you say it was? Can you quote it again?
What, the Bible verse?
No, the one that you just said about what the Jews are. Be careful
Well,
about the Jews something.
Rev 2:9 and 3:9 are the verse.
What did you say it was again?
A synagogue of Satan.
Oh, so now you change your wording. Thank you very much. You see, earlier
We're looking up the verse.
he
I've just said I don't know.
Now,
I have to say
no.
it's really-
Earlier you said something else. What did you
it's
say?
really rude,
What
isn't
did you
it?
say earlier?
But
What
he
did you say
can't
earlier?
help himself.
What did you say earlier?
He's so smug.
It's really...
It's
kind of-
unseemly.
You see, when he got caught out,
It's just...
misquoting the Bible,
loudest.
now he says synagogue. Before he said something else. It's recorded on the camera, okay, that you actually lied about the Bible.
Argument for argument's sake.
Are we interested?
Gone.
I know your afflictions and your poverty, yet you are rich. I know about the slander of those who say they are Jews and are not, but are a synagogue of Satan.
Right. So
Right,
what
now-
does that mean? What does it mean?
It means that the people who say that they are the Jews of the Old Testament today in 2024 are not. They have just self-identified as the people
That's
of the
not
Old
what he says
Testament.
there.
Yes, it is.
You use your own
I'm the
commentary.
Christian.
Okay? You couldn't
the
define
Christian.
what a Christian is. You couldn't define what a Jew is.
haven't got to the
you
second
use
verse.
you use your own definitions, and it falls apart when we ask simple questions about that. Anyway, I think we are done with this
No,
because the thing
I've
is,
got one more verse to read.
yeah, go on about the Jews.
I will make those who are of the synagogue of Satan, who claim to be Jews, though they are not but are liars. I will make them come and fall down at your feet and acknowledge that I have loved you. We are instructed by the Bible to oppose what the Jews are doing by calling them out as Jesus Christ did. So that's what I do at Speaker's Corner, and that's why I'm so passionate that you should use the word Jew instead of being obsessed with saying Zionist or Israeli or Christian.
So when
Zionist,
Jesus said, I've not come except,
Jew.
when Jesus said, I've not come except for the Lordship of Israel, he wasn't talking about this Englishman here, was he? In 2024. He was talking about the Lordship of Israel, which he is not. So the definition of why Jesus came wasn't what he said. He actually misquoted the Bible earlier. When he actually read the Bible, he thought it was a completely different passage about the synagogue of Satan. And these are not all the Jews, because Jesus also said that there are people who are, he himself would be categorized as a Jew according to the Christians.
No, we're all
yes?
about.
So if he's going to blame all Jews, he'll have to blame Jesus first. And this is a clear, hatred for a group of people. And that's the reason there were problems in Germany, because they blamed all the Jews. And that's the reason there was an ethnic cleansing. Unfortunately, the Jews today in Palestine are doing the same thing to the Palestinians, just because they come from a different ethnicity, a different race, and that's the reason they actually want to wipe them out. And this is a problem we see. We have to stand up for justice. And this is what the Quran and the Prophet, peace be upon him, preaches to us. For safety, you need justice. Yes? For love, you need justice. You can't have safety and love without justice being present in your societies. And alhamdulillah, as Muslims, we should be level-headed and try to condemn those people who spread false narrative like this guy, who's trying to blame all the Jews. We don't do that as Muslims. Alhamdulillah, we Muslims, because many of our prophets were Jews. They come from the ethnicity of the Jews. Yes? They are all Bani Israel. Yes? We would be condemning, if we condemned all the Jews, we'll be condemning our own prophets. So as Muslims, like I said, we always take the middle position and a level, balanced position. And that is what our religion teaches to us. Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.